Welcome back. We got Mr. Black and
Good to see you,
Mr.
my friend, as always.
You know what?
Hope you're.
Hold on. I just thought of something. It's Mr. Black and then Mr. Ahumada, and I'm that's smoked, by the way. So black smoke. Interesting.
Wow,
I never thought of
that's
that.
that is good. Black smoke. I don't know if black smoke's better than. Isn't white smoke better than black smoke and fires? Because
You know
black
what?
smoke means it's burning. It means
Yeah.
it's burning like out of control. White smoke means steam and water is coming together to put it out. So
Yeah, but that means
we
we're
start the
burning, dude.
fires.
We are on fire.
I love
Uh,
it.
all
I
right.
love it.
Where do you want to start with this today, my friend?
So we got a lot of news in real estate that affects your world and a lot of your
Yeah.
agents' worlds right now. We got three major announcements, right? We had the Rocket Compass. We then had Zillow partner with a conglomerate of other entities, from
Yep.
Keller Williams to Side to other entities. And then we had announcement earlier about EXP with Realtor.com and Homes.com. So a lot of noise out there. The main thing that I'm seeing is everyone is fighting for market share. They're fighting for that first interaction with that client to direct them and guide them to be the valuable resource. And it's kind of going against what NARS stood for a very long time:
Hmm.
transparency, cooperation, and transparent, and basically, a community of data. And we're seeing that everyone is doing a data grab to try to get those
Mm.
eyeballs first, to get the capture that client or that interest, that emotional connection to go see a property. And the first to get that is going to be getting most likely the client, because as you know, we got to have those BRBC signed and
Hmm.
open house disclosures signed throughout the country. So it's interesting to see what's happening now. So I'd love to get your take on what you see happening right now around that topic.
Well, you've got first, you brought up a really good point there, actually. You reminded me about NAR, and I think the reason we have the current situation is because the lack of leadership that NAR um, has. It's a serious lack of showing up where they needed to. And I think part of that was a long buildup of focusing on the wrong things for our industry, and then having to deal with that whole massive lawsuit that was also not handled well, right? So on top of all of that, we saw their weakness. We saw their weaknesses. We saw that there was an opportunity. And then you have companies like a Compass saying, "Hey, I think we've got something here." And look, we're in a world where the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene apply to everything, right?
Ooh, I like that. I gotta read that. Thank you
And
for giving you something to read.
dude, being realistic, it's like every company's out for themselves, and you can't be angry at them for watch. I'm watching out for me, you're watching out for you. That's how the world works, right? So if we take a look at all of these things that are happening, Compass, they have a duty to their shareholders and their people to make sure that they're going to continue to grow and have an edge over everybody else. And this is one of those. I don't like, by the way, this is the only piece I don't like. I don't like they masquerade it and they're like, but it's good for, I'm like, listen, it's only good for one thing. It's only good for a compass, right? And if you tell it to me like that, great. I love it. I think it's good. Now, you have Keller Williams and Zillow. We all know Zillow's had an amazing run and they are grabbing our data, which you brought up, and they're using it to grow and then sell us leads back for years, right? Now, for Keller Williams to go in and say now, hey, we're teaming up with Zillow to now, and not just Keller Williams, dude, Berkshire Hathaway, Remax, and United Home Real Estate, our buddies, right?
Yep, United Real Estate, and then also you have Side, which is another
Inside.
local. Yep.
Thank you. They're teaming up with Zillow to pretty much showcase listings before they go live, but they're going to abide by MLS rules. And that's really not saying very much because if they're abiding by MLS rules, that means what? It's the same, it's practically the same thing, right? I'm like, okay, got it. You just needed to do something or feel like something is being done versus Compass. And now then you have EXP, which I just got off the phone with Leo last night on this announcement. He's like, Tristan, guess what we're gonna do? I'm like, I have no idea. Tell me. He's like, well, we're gonna do what everybody should have done in the first place. And I think out of all three, I agree with him. He's like, we're just gonna give it to the consumer. Listen, consumer, here it is. We're not gonna hide it. I'm like, why didn't everybody else do this? Lack of leadership, dude. And
Yep.
that's why I love Leo. Like Leo's still in it. Leo was an agent, right? Leo's in it in the world we're in. He's also tech world. But can Compass do that? No, because remember, they have an allegiance to something else, right? Zillow has an allegiance to Zillow. And to watch EXP do that, I'm like, team up with Realtor.com, Homes.com, House Canary, right? And some other real estate companies that are under the Realtor.com brand. Like that's key. 100, potentially 170 million consumers. That's how this opens up to that many so they can see the coming soon. As long as it abides by MLS guidelines. Here's what I see happening. The MLS is just losing power slowly. And that means that these big conglomerates, for a baby brokerage company like mine, like, dude, if it wasn't for like the EXPs in the world and some Keller Williams that side with what we need, Compass would eat us up. Like they would dominate the private listing network. And then what does that give us?
Yep.
So,
We're
man,
last to the, we would be last to the punch there, and the deal are to be probably out of our hands to be able to add influence or have them as a client because people are going to control those endpoints. They're the gatekeepers now of opening those doors to see the property, and we know it's an emotional thing for consumers, right? They want to go physically see a property and see what it's like for their family, where the neighborhood is, what the weather
yeah,
is like, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy that EXP did announce this, and it all comes down to one thing, my friend, as you know, relationships matter at the local level. That's what it all comes down to.
that's so
If you
true,
have
man.
great relationships, you're adding value, and you're being a trusted advisor or fiduciary, which we're all supposed to be. Then I don't think this changes a lot. It just makes you probably more galvanized in that thing. I need to go to Tristan for all my information on real estate. He's my guide. It's confusing. I need someone I trust to help me through this journey. Kind of like the Jungle Book cruise ride at Disneyland. You love Disneyland, obviously.
I love it. You do
You're
too.
like the guy in the front of the boat saying, "Watch out for the apes over there. They're gonna, and or watch out for the rhino over there. Watch out for the tiger."
Mm.
Your job is to stay in front of that and make sure you guide people out of harm's way and into opportunity to connect and get to their goals of owning a home or selling their property. So
I agree, man. I think what we're watching is a change in the fundamentals of real estate based on data. And unfortunately, we're taking steps back to where we used to be. And you are watching our world split into two because there's no leadership at the top, which is interesting because that's kind of like what's happening in our real world too. But um, what you mentioned about relationships, there was an article in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, which I'll send you. Uh, it was about I'm reading it right now, why your private banker is now handling your travel and shopping needs. And I thought so much about our world and I thought about homeowner AI, right? And I thought about all these other companies that allow us as mortgage brokers, as real estate agents, to be able to be more than just a traditional real estate agent and what they handle, but really be there for the whole way. Like if you're going to own a home, guess what? We're buddies for life, right? And this is what
absolutely. It's like a family office, right? It's like a family office mindset. We all need that ecosystem of resources when we need them. And we need to have that trusted point that guides us to those resources when they are something that is a void to fill. So
that's it, man. That's it. Anyway, really good conversation. I like where
always my friend, and relationships matter and they'll never go away. If every home was the exact same, if every consumer had the exact same goals in life, then our job would be more of a commodity. But that's not the case. Your neighbor has different goals than you do. Your neighbor has a different house than you do. You have different long-term goals in home ownership, and that's the beauty of what we do. Is that every day that goes by, we never know what we're going to run into and the goals someone has or perspective they have. And we need to be there to provide the right solution, the right tools to allow them to make the decision that's best for them and their family.
Agreed. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.